So prior to the match, I explained to him what we're going to be doing in general in these matches. So when you go into a match, it being encounter or supremacy, the tactics are different on most occasions, depending on a map especially. So here we're using one of our tactics, and we're going to be patient. So we're going to wait for shots of good opportunity and be patient. So here we have a great position, and we light into these tanks. So notice, guys, I shoot and I relocate into cover. So it's not, don't take unnecessary damage if you don't have to, especially when you got great cover. So we get some kills. We're off to a great start, and now I'm looking for the caps. So I do know that there's a housing to my left, and there's an AMX. When I notice that the AMX is a one-shot, I'm going to go ahead and try to take that kill because it means points for us, and the housing has a bad angle. So as I approach the AMX, boom, I notice that there's a Vindicator and another guy camped out on the ridge. But I went ahead and tried to trade some hit points, and but I wanted to pause the video here, guys. I want to show you tactics versus emotion. Alright, so from here, guys, I can either be stubborn or think emotionally and go after that Vindicator. But the Vindicator has a way better position. The housing's to my left. So, you know, I decide, you know what? If I die, I just lose my team points, and I need to be smart and play tactically. So at this point, I decide to go ahead and retreat carefully as I can and try to go for C. So pay attention to my actions, guys, and you'll notice that you have to think before you act. So at this point, I decide to go ahead and retreat. Make sure I don't get hit because I'm a one-shot for the housing. Definitely one shot for the Vindicator. So you guys, you can't let pride and brainless, you know, play get in the way of tactics. So I can go and, you know, be a macho man and die and lose my team 30 to 40 points. So I make a tactical decision. I go to C. So close to my platoon mates asked me if the Vinny got me, but you know what? It's all about the win. So I roll off and I'm looking around, make sure I'm safe, and I'm gonna go cap C. And you know, at this point we're up 7-4, and you know, let's lock up this victory. Let's ensure the win, because of what use is it me dying? So you gotta think, guys. You have to be very aware of your situation. And as I'm rolling to C, I'm looking around to make sure I got a clear path. So now we pretty much got the win, and now I decide, let me see what other kills I can get, or get some damage in. And look at the good things that happen. I see the T-49. It's a win. And what use would I have been if I would have sat there and taken on the Vindicator? So this is what I mean by using tactics versus emotion. Emotion is good when it's controlled. So we're gonna go on to another map, and this one is an encounter match. So I want you to pay close attention, guys. So as always, in a TD, I'm being proactive. I'm not going to camp the ridge. I can use this as a medium. I got Braden as my platoon mate. So I want to see what kind of develops, because that's a lot of heavies. They got an IS-3 defender, an IS-3, an IS-5. So I cannot take those guys head on. I'm a tier 7 versus a tier 8. You know, I'm going to die. So right here, guys, I want you to notice what happens. So I'm going to wait to see who's spotted, and I'm going to look for the softest targets, which are at my tier. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm trying to see if they flank to the left, because that's probably what I would have done. But now one of our teammates does spot a T-23, a Comet, and so I'm like, okay, I could take those guys on. I know my tank's better than that T-23. He already got hit. Let's go ahead and attack. But you guys got to be careful. So I'm going to poke the ridge and get a shot on him. So I'm going to go back into cover. I know I'm spotted, so I need to be careful, because that means I can be shot by other tanks. I try to shoot a shot to his cupola, but I miss. So now I notice, okay, boom, I did not see that T-34. I wait for him to turn his turret, but I can't bounce. I can't penetrate, so I bounce. I switch to APCR because tier 8s I can't pen with this gun frontally without APCR. And it's kind of annoying because it's lower damage. So now I look to my right to make sure my path is clear, and I'm looking. My platoon mates to my left. So I'm going to poke up here because I want that tank, the T-34, to think about me, to be worried. So now it's like 3 versus 2. And I'm going to go ahead and take the easy shot, the soft target. I got a great reload time on this. And right here, boom. Oh, I missed the shot. It happens, guys. Just be patient. Don't get frustrated. So now here is where you guys got to think. So I'm going to approach from the rear. And unfortunately, the T-54 follows me. And the T-34 reverses. I unfortunately reversed my shot. But look, this is not what you want to do. The T-54 follows me. He should be going the opposite way, baiting the guy. But he's afraid to get damage. He wants me to take hits, which I am taking. And, you know, we're both gonna die. So at this point, I'm just trying to, like, you know, basically, now I take the opposite route. Now you see, there, he's confused. That should have happened earlier. So now I'm able to pound on him. T-54 gets a better position. Boom. This should be an easy kill. So now we're up against the wall because of tactical errors on our part. My platoon mate's low health, and he's a bit aggressive. So right now I'm going to try to get the IS-6 or the Defender because they're low health. So I'm looking here and I'm looking for shots of opportunity. The IS-5 is out of my range, and I see the Comet. I put a shot in him. So you guys gotta always be looking around. Always be aware of your surroundings. So Braden goes after the Comet, which, you know, it's a risky move, and but, you know, aggression is good. He's fortunate to get the Comet, but now as soon as he gets that Comet, probably would have been better to go left, but he decides to go right, which, you know, it's really close. So, you know, we're gonna try to get this win. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try to attack the IS-6 and try to get him out of the game. Those guys can kill me with one shot. So fortunately, boom, I'm able to get the IS-6 and we got the IS-5. So now it's 2-on-1. So now what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna try to spot this guy and play ring around the rosy with this guy and try to get a couple shots on him. I'm hoping that Braden will basically stay at a distance and snipe. He's a one-shot easily for this tank. So the IS-5 is going to have a terrible sniping range on his gun, so the distance battle is key here with the LTTB. So I'm going to play ring around the posy, hoping that my platoon mate will basically take an easy shot, because now this IS-5 knows he's in trouble. Now notice, boom, you gotta know when to be aggressive, when not to be aggressive. So Braden dies and I'm by myself. I'm able to get a shot on the IS-5. So right here I wanted to pause it. So as you guys can notice, I ran out of APCR, but in the heat of battle, you know, things happen, and I probably should pack a couple more rounds of APCR. But as you can see, guys, you know, I had a shot on him and he already reloaded, but I noticed that I couldn't pen the guy, so I got killed and we lose the game. So there were a couple of errors there, guys, and basically, you know, these are the tactics that I'm talking about, that is those little decisions that can cost you a game. And that's the slim margin for having a good win rate and a losing win rate. So not a losing win rate, but improve your win rate, because there's no such thing as a losing win rate. You can always improve. So here we are again with Braden, and so we're gonna go see, and we're in a platoon. So the rule of thumb, guys, is in a platoon you want to kind of stay together or near each other to support one another. And so as we go up to C, we got a good force going up there, and the key point is that if it's clear, I'm going to start the cap. And keep in mind, guys, that you can, at this point, you make a decision, right? You can either help cap fast or look for easy shots and try to get, you know, great stats and farm damage, but you're going to see that it doesn't help you win. So right here, it's clear. So we got 3 tanks, the RU, the JP, and my platoon mate. So I do a tactical decision. I'm capping. So they should have jumped down and capped, and then we go for B. So now one of our tanks dies, and as you notice, I'm capping by myself. I notice there's a Centurion to the right alone, so I can kill that tank with the T-25 if I play it right. But I'm hoping that my platoon mate's gonna come down and help me. However, he decided to snipe, and as you notice, the Centurion moved up, which I didn't expect. I went to go look for him, but so now I'm hoping that, hey, come on, man, SOS, come help me. But as you're gonna see, I get no help. So here, I know I'm gonna die because this guy can out DPM me. So I gotta take as much damage from him as I can. So here I am ramming, shooting, because he got me outclassed. So I'm gonna pause it there. So from here, guys, if we had played tactically, capped together, we would have killed the Centurion, kept rolling to the right, and flanked the rear of the tanks, and the match would probably have been in a great position to win. So the key point is to think, not to play supremacy like it's encounter, or always be thinking about what are the soft and hard targets. So a lot of these wins and losses hinges on quick, sound, good decisions. So the thing, guys, is that you have to play very smart and tactically. All right, so now we're gonna keep rolling. We're gonna see the outcome of this match, and so now Braden is we're in a tough spot because basically B is in a very vulnerable position. The low basically makes a big mistake. That's a great tank, and I probably could have carried if I had the low in that position. So now we're in a bad position. They're able to kill the Comet, which means they lose points, we gain points, but we need to get B. So right here, I'm going to show you that this one player almost pulls it out. So right there, guys, look, this is why you have to enable your lookout button, because if you notice, there was an RU on the top of the hill. But the heat of battle is hard to keep track of targets. So boom, the JP Panther is just going to put in some work, and so he almost pulls out this win, him and Braden. So boom. Now immediately after the cap, I would have probably linked up with the low to the right, but the RU is a soft target, and boom, the JP Panther puts a shot in him. So now the JP Panther's alone. Hopefully he can escape, and the LTTB, which is Braden, is going to go to try to kill that low. Now let's stop here, guys, for a minute. So alright, so we're going to stop here and review the outcome of this. So right here, you have 872 hit points, and this is where you got to ignore the testosterone, guys. You have to guard your hit points. I already know that Braden's a little bit aggressive in his nature, so I'm hoping please don't ram this tank, because you're going to need your hit points, or try to conserve them, because the match is close. And as a light tank, you can probably escape and go cap other bases, and so we're going to see what happens here and see the outcome. So here we see Braden goes in for the ram, but I want you to notice he lost 326 hit points, and so it's better to take a shot and try to conserve your hit points. But in either case, we're capping here, and we're in a bad spot, but it's still a winnable game. So if we could just hold on to B, we can gather the points. And unfortunately, this low is not a good player, and because you should be able to hold on the point of attack against the AMX if you play smart. So unfortunately, they start capping B, and there's some lights that are running around that are still alive. And notice again, the SP's there. He should have went for the cap, but he wanted to get the ram kill. This isn't an encounter. At this point, this is supremacy. You guys, if you play just with more tactically and less emotion, you can win. So boom, it's a loss. So my whole point is, guys, is sound decisions can mean the difference between a win or a loss. And